I'm Reggie Bush, and this is my story. A lot of my friends grew up in single-parent households, and I was fortunate, obviously having a mom and a dad in the house. When I wanted to play football, my mom didn't want me to play because she thought I would get hurt. But my dad, that second parent, he stepped in and said that I should be allowed to play football. So my second game I ever played, I was 9 years old, and I scored 8 touchdowns and ran for 544 yards in one game, and I think my mom changed her mind about me playing football from that point on. In high school, I played with a lot of good players. We beat a lot of people, and we won the championship every year. So initially coming into USC, I felt like I had that championship caliber inside me naturally, and all I wanted to do was just win. I went from being a guy in high school to really starting all over again and having to compete for a job again, compete for a position again. First half of the season, I struggled, and I couldn't even catch a kickoff return. I remember reading in the paper that I was one of the biggest disappointments, and that really kind of stuck with me. My first touchdown, it was a kickoff return against UCLA. I just remember taking the ball and just slamming it down on the ground. That was kind of like me relieving my stress, from all my struggles, throughout that first half of the season. I think initially I was a little disappointed when I first heard that I wasn't first pick in the NFL draft. So I ended up being the second pick to New Orleans Saints. When we played our first preseason game, I ripped off a big run. It was like 65 yards. I didn't score, but it was a big run. And I think a lot of people saw that as a bright future, as this kid's he's gonna do it every game. And I think I played into it a little bit too, that this is easy. 6 games into the season, I still had no touchdowns. That was the first time I really doubted myself. I started to question whether I was cut out for the NFL. Maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. I was trying to score touchdowns every time I touched the ball. You can actually hurt yourself more by trying to force something as opposed to being patient and letting it happen. Just about everybody looked at the Saints as losers, really. A lot of people predicted us to be last in the NFL. Well, after my first touchdown, just a weight lifted off my shoulders. I did prove them wrong. I made some big plays. I helped my team win games. Even though we didn't win the NFC Championship game, and even though we didn't get to the Super Bowl, I think that still we were able to uplift a lot of spirits and lives down in New Orleans. And for us, that's bigger than any football game, any championship. It came from just being patient, really. Just one word, patience. New Orleans is going to take a while before it comes back. It'll be impossible for the city to come back in 1 year with all the destruction that went on. It isn't easy, but sometimes patience is the best way to show you believe in yourself.